Hello. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you watch this. Welcome to Lightwork and Lightwork. I'm fifth degree, but you could call me fifth. Okay, so ultimately, I'm about to do these readings real quick. See exactly what we got going on. This is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, North. Mutable signs. I'm hearing mutable signs is the one that I should be doing this for. So there's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, whichever or whatever time it is you watch this. Alright, so ultimately, the miracle in impartiality. Not impartiality, in partiality. In short, in being partial. Right? In short, and being in balance. The miracle of being out of balance. Okay. So we're going to see exactly what it is. Okay. So gratitude and completion. Alright. Okay. So it's some internet, some cycles that are going into place, or coming into place with what it is that one's desires and their higher self, within what it is that not accepting what they would be afraid of. Ultimately is what that's boiling down to. Right? And it being a miracle. Right? The song, it'll be a gospel song, right? That I will be hearing. Come thou Almighty King. That's one of them. The other one is help us arrest. Sing. We come to praise. Thy name. In short, in the extremist, ultimately what I'm getting from this is, and even in the extremist activities, right? Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, right? And within showing great homegoing services. That's what this is going to be about. The miracle that comes into place with a homegoing service. And how being blessed. Okay, so ultimately what I'm getting from this is some of the shit it is that we dealing with is like when people get, as they say, saved, right? At a homegoing service, or when a person is recruited upon the death, right? And within one dying, it makes a person show a lot more gratitude, right? King of Pentacles, right? In reverse, so dealing with some passed on loved ones and some stubbornness, right? Within this completion or being this new beginning, right? New beginning to clearing. So starting on a journey to clearing. One not being anxious within the happiness of themselves and their ego. That's the completion portion. Yeah, and then there even being the ego death. That's the other part that's going to come into place with this. So we're dealing with some ego deaths. Yeah, and short, and within this, the karmic aspect, yeah, because part of this is going to be about what takes place with karmics. Karmics, passed away loved ones, and when I say pass away loved ones, them getting the opportunity to cross over. Karmics is going to be another one that we be dealing with, and them having the ego death or the narcissism portion that'll come into place with this, right? And not being anxious, in short, not having to control what one does to make them happy. And having a supernatural beginning in it, but also starting out on a clearing journey. And loyalty. What will go on and constitute as loyalty. The other thing that I'll say is, yeah, because whoever it was that it must have been the Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius energies, right? Ensure the intelligence as a young adult so that they can get to old age, right? Within this loyalty. Yeah, and then in its completion, and another part of this in the completion aspect and being out of balance, somebody dying in the ambulance. That's another one. Being happy about being born. There's some births that's gonna be coming into place, and the rebirth of the higher self. So that's ultimately what that's gonna boil down to. All right. Okay. So Supreme Court allows Biden to end Trump something or another. That's fine. Okay. Within a normal one rushing in with the words. Within one being able to rush in with the words. Words and thoughts, right? And this is Gemini energy. So Gemini, and that's why the impartiality comes, the partiality portion that'll come into place. Yeah, because when you partial to someone, the favor, like this a favorite, or I like this person more than I like that person, right? Or I like this more than I like that, right? Yeah, because you'll be amazed how many people like to have the ego death, right? Yeah, because it's something that's like the tower moment aspect. The tower moment aspect that'll come into place with transferring, right? Or being reminded of one's mortality. In short, the preciousness. The preciousness of time in regards to gratitude and not being a third party situation, and what was revealed with this unavoidable tower about the angels, or being dependent upon angels and ancestors. That's one of them, but being dependent upon one's moderation. And sure, being having to show gratitude for one who would protect you. Right now, the other thing that's gonna come into place is right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let you go. Within a knowing more aspect, in short, there was a situation 9 years ago that would have taken place with Sagittarius. Some of the 9 years ago that's gonna be dealing with Sagittarius. It'll be Jupiter, right? The planet Jupiter, and there being some stuff that went on underground, and it wasn't celebrated, right? Yeah, it wasn't a celebration that was underground. That's what one of the things that would have been reviewed. But an investment for $9 million. That's one of them. The other one is going to be from that 9 years ago, dealing with the planet Jupiter going under the surface, or what would have been supposed as under the surface, right, for Jupiter. And it's not just the planet Jupiter. That's one aspect of it, but for an expansion, so that one can be codependent. And y'all know I'm not gonna fly by this. Yeah, how Sagittarius energy wants you to one has that serious drive of needing to be needed, and it wouldn't be about acceptance, but how one would reject them, the rejection, and then the victim mentality, and there being this impasse, and there being the confusion, and one not changing their perception about what constitutes as abundance, right? In short, one not being abundant, not having it, right? So it's that part. The other thing that's gonna come into place with this, right, within these 11 cups, you want to pay attention to over the course of how 10 months be smushed into 1 month, right? Yeah, because this realistically is going to be about procrastination. This the procrastination that Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces deal with. Y'all procrastination, or that's that portion. And when we talk about perception, right? Because as we go down, the confusion and perception, one not changing their perception, right? In one's heart, not changing their perception. In their heart, it's one of those, one of the things that comes into place with mutable signs. I love you, my boo-boos. I promise you I do. For those of you who watch, right? For those of you who watch, right? Don't forget to share, right? That be the other part. Y'all don't like sharing. Y'all don't like sharing. Y'all don't like telling nobody else nothing, and you don't like giving money. You like for a person to be codependent on you. That's where this karmic energy that'll come into place with it as a spiritual connection. And then in the independence of one being able to go on another day while they clearing out, with what would be going on with is a feeling of, or not even necessarily the feeling of dramatics, right? But the assertiveness so that one can have movement. Yeah, y'all, in short, some of the things it is that y'all need to pay attention to is those people who, when you procrastinate, yeah, and there's a difference between procrastination, right? Pay attention to that. There's a difference between procrastination and there being some things going on that you don't know about. And in the event of what are you doing to help? Because I feel inclined to say, yeah, with this tower being in reverse and it being an unavoidable tower, typically you costing and casting and passing a judgment will be what will cause for this tower to actually come into the upright or come to the surface. In short, opposed to you getting your feet moving, right? And getting one's feet moving, it'll shock you in the brain, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do this one last little deck. We gonna get something else. Yeah, you got some people who doing that with you, and then you doing it to some others. So just be mindful of that. Yeah, you can't put demands on a person when you're not meeting the requirement for the person to even come and be around you, right? Yeah, it's one of those, I want you to be around me because I want you to just be around me because I make you happy, right? This is the anxiety, accolades, however this will go. Yeah, because some of this is going to be about the miscarriage aspect, and then what will be going on with, on a political level and aspect. Yeah, because here's the deal. Oh, pause for me. I read for a lot of different situations and I know how to apply the situations. So you can't be like, oh my goodness, why ain't you doing this or why ain't you doing that? Right? If you're not tipping my cash app. I'm just saying. That's just how I am right now. Y'all will be fine. You'll get over it. You really, really will. But outside of it, right, the happiness that you got that will come into place with different things. Right, within one being, within the happiness, all the spiritual contracts that'll come into place with happiness or will make it one happy, right? And being unapologetic in your stance, and the jealousy of the priestess. In short, the happiness with one being jealous of a priestess. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let that go. Being jealous of a priestess, jealous as an intuitive. That's too much. That's a little too much, y'all. Alright, hopefully y'all be alright, though. Hopefully y'all be okay. Yeah, because this other Knight of Cups portion, this is going to be talking about some people who would have been as the karmic implication. That's the jealousy portion. And yeah, some of it is going to be about like Jezebel aspect. But other portions of this is going to be about literally just at the highest level being unapologetic as a priestess, and sure, not having to offer their apologies. Yeah, some people is one of those, they always apologize and they be lying when they apologize. In short, they don't be apologizing, they be Apollo lying. Anybody got time for the Apollo lying? Right? Or within you got to pay attention for people who for that. You got to pay attention with it. Got to pay attention with it. The Apollo liars. And then even with because the willpower within there being this King of Pentacles, ensure the controlling of one's willpower. Alright, so hopefully it helps you guys out just a little bit. Gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things that is going to be going on. Be bracing yourself and preparing yourself for tower moments. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Primarily due to there being some things going on with Saturn. What will be going on with the moon? Oh, yeah. And what will be going on and taking place with the moon? With about 11 different people in your family. Alright. Light and love to you, okay? Because, see, remember, light work, it ain't light work. It is not light work. It is not light work. It's not light work. That's why you have to stay like while you work